I just thought I was going to die. And I think more than I'm going to die, once I got to the hospital, I thought that I'd gone insane, and I thought this was it. And I didn't feel like I was in reality. It was about a week until I actually realised it was anxiety.
Melissa experienced her first panic attack on a bus 7.5 years ago.
Walking to Soho Road to go to Birmingham Town Centre with a friend to meet another friend and my son. And I got on a bus, and of course the buses up there's a lot of people on the buses. And I just felt the need to get off. I just started feeling like I couldn't breathe. And the fear, it just struck me like a bolt of lightning. And I actually left my son on the bus. It was my friend that had to pull his pushchair off because I was that desperate to get off. And we carried on walking down to the Hockley flyover. And it was on that corner there that I was trying to make myself sick because I felt so sick. And I thought, you know, if I be sick, I'll feel better. But I didn't.
The anxiety became severe. She had to move out of her home. She stopped going out. Her whole life came upside down.
I've always been, you know, quite loud and outgoing, and it just stopped. I just cut off all communication. I turned my phone off. I didn't speak to anybody. Every single day I was experiencing panic attacks. It got to a point because on the night time I was having night terrors. So I had to get my mum and put her bed into my room. So my mum was actually sleeping in the same room as me. And I'd shoot up in the middle of the night, sweating and absolutely terrified. And I needed my mum there to talk to and calm me down. And I never left the house for probably around 6 months, not to go anywhere.
1 in 5 Britons suffer from some form of anxiety disorder. And in some cases, there's no explanation to why it happens in that place, in that moment. The fear, the worry, it takes over. For Melissa, the anxiety came as a result of the stress built up over the years.
It happened around that time because my son had just come home. I was a new mum, I was a single mum. My relationship had broke down just before my son had come home. You know, being in care, you know, my parents was addicts, you know, so I've never really had anyone to turn to. And I think it all just came out that day.
According to the charity Rethink Mental Illness, anxiety can be misunderstood, causing stigma and discrimination. This makes it harder for people to speak openly about what they're going through.
I don't think a lot of people, you know, they talk about it much because I know I never spoke to anybody because I was scared, especially being a young mum, that, you know, they think that I'd lost the plot and they would take my children. You know, put him into care, lock me up, you know, fill me with loads of medication. That's what I believed. So I didn't really speak to anybody.
It's been a challenging journey, but now Melissa, at 25, has written a book on her experience.
Suffering the anxiety attack and finding out about anxiety and how many people are suffering from it and what I went through, you know, I was scared to tell people. So I wanted to, you know, kind of tell the world that, you know, it's okay. You know, you're not alone and there is help out there and it's a lot easier than what you think.
Melissa believed she was the only person that could help herself, and she did, whilst finding comfort in support groups, her friends and family.
They ultimately give me the strength, you know, and the kick up the backside that, you know, you need to get out of this, you can't.
Monica Plaha for Big News in Stourbridge.